Hi, it's me again. So, now I want to talk to you about what does it look like when you pull your wig out of the box for the very first time. So, when you do that, almost always, I can promise you, there's no way you're just going to say, I'm putting this wig on and it's perfect. Nope, that's not how it works. So, what that means for you is that you're probably going to have to do some modifications to it. And it all goes back to what you want. So if you're looking to just wear a wig that's already like open front with no bangs, so it's just got it just parts and you go down, there might be very little anything you need to do to it. However, sometimes those wigs can be very full in density, meaning that it has a lot of hair. So oftentimes what you'll have to do is get the thinning shears to it. Many people, some of us, are very comfortable taking the thinning shears and going through it and using it and kind of going down and taking some of the bulk out of it. Now, I have not done that to this one. This is a thicker wig, I will say, it's got more density to it, but I don't think it's too much. It's nice and it's got the density in the right places, right? So it's lower density up here and thicker through here, which is what you're going to get when you have curls, because you don't want to take the curl pattern out, right? So if you start thinning this one, you're going to take your curl pattern out. You don't want to do that. But what I did do, and I'm sure some of the professionals out there that do wigs all the time, I'm not a professional by any means, and I don't claim to be, know how to cut bangs better than I do. These already had bangs, but they were down to here on me. So I had to go in and trim them. So when I trimmed them, obviously you have to trim here too, and that's kind of where sometimes I don't always blend it the best. But I don't think it's that bad. And I'm not embarrassed to go out in public like this, so I feel like it looks fine. The only person that may say something is a hairdresser. I don't know. But that's what I was going to say to you. If you find yourself in a position where you've got a wig for the first time and you're like, these are really long bangs, if you've got the bangs and you want to cut them, I would say call your local hairdresser that you go to and ask them if they feel comfortable with you coming in and you putting it on and then they making the adjustments to it for you. I've done it on several of my wigs and it's worked out perfect. So I'm fortunate because my hairdresser, her daughter has Down syndrome and she has hair loss, and so she does wear wigs. So she's used to wigs. However, I will say most hairdressers, for the most part, are comfortable. If you have a good hairdresser, most of them are comfortable cutting wigs. So it's becoming a very, guys, we're trying to normalize wigs, honestly. I mean, what's the difference between wearing extensions or wearing a wig? I would rather wear a wig that costs me, you know, like this one I think was $45 compared to one that's going to cost me, you know, for extensions $800, you know, because extensions are expensive depending on how long they are, if they're human hair versus synthetic, I don't know. There's a whole thing that goes with it, and it's very expensive, and they don't last that long. Now, wigs aren't going to last you forever either, so you have to keep that in mind. Now, you can help them to last longer by, you know, making sure that you're taking care of them and doing all the special care things that need to be done. Like washing them after wearing them, and you don't want to wash them too much, right? There's a whole thing with that too, and you want to make sure you're using the right shampoos and the right things. I've also learned something where you can use Downy on them, and I've started using Downy on my wigs, and they're perfectly fine. I like it. And the reason I'll tell you I like it is because it helps with, you know, because after a while your wig can take on a certain smell just because of the oils and the sweat on your head. So if you're wearing them in the summer, might get more of a smell than you would during the winter because your head's not going to sweat as much in the winter. So it's all a thing. So I would just say, don't try to be a hero on your first wig if you don't feel comfortable thinning it if it needs to be thinned, and or trimming up bangs or your sides or whatever you might think you need. Because again, you don't want to take the curl pattern out. If you thin it, you're going to take the curl pattern out that's already here, depending on what you do to it. I have thinned some of mine and I've done fine with it. I've trimmed my bangs and I've done fine with it. But I don't always do it. I usually let my hairdresser do it. I'll call her and say, okay, I need to make an appointment. Can I come in? And then I usually take 4 or 5 wigs with me at a time because I've got too many of them. I've got a lot more coming in too. But it's because I want you guys to be able to see the different wigs and the ones that you can buy for reasonable prices, that you can get just as much bang for your buck as you would a $300 or $400 wig or even higher. Because I have them all. I have very expensive wigs and I have a lot cheaper, more inexpensive wigs that I love just as much, if not more. So I will tell you, there is a wig for everybody. There really is. And we can make it happen for you. So again, if you have questions and you want to reach out to me and we can have a one-on-one, I can do a one-on-one live with you for a consultation. And when I say consultation, just having a conversation, and which wig might look best on you based on, your current hair style, what you're looking for, what are you trying to get out of wearing, why are you wearing a wig, and then go from there. Most of us are wearing wigs because we have hair loss for various different reasons. So, and some people just want to start wearing wigs, and that's okay too, because I'm going to tell you, even though my hair's growing back, I ain't going back to my bio hair. It's a mess. And now that I know wigs don't get caught up in humidity and the rain and all of that, and it just bounces right back to where it was, I'm all about this, because my hair is kinky curly, and as you go outside in a humidity, and it is a hot mess afterwards. And I said I spent all that time on it to straighten it, and then now it's all curly and like out to here. So I got you. So if you want to reach out to me and ask more questions, please feel free. I'm going to start doing some more lives again. I did a live the other day and I thought it went really well, considering it was the first one. But I want to do more. So I want this to be a thing where we can all chat about it, talk about it, and again, like I said, normalize it. So, okay, that's my last video for today. But thank you guys. I appreciate you. Again, if you have any questions, you know where I am. I'm right here. I'm not hard to find. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. And I look forward to meeting all of you out there. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.